Hey, I'm John Felsavari, talking today about data flow diagrams. Okay, so diving straight in, you will need one of these in your SRS, but this is kind of what one looks like. Just so that you can visualize what it looks like when I'm talking about the different parts of it. So the first part is the functions, okay, which are these circle parts in the middle. We're talking about your system here, your application. So think this example is set for the enrollment application. Okay, so there's certain little functions that exist within that application. One of the functions is just the loading of it, okay, which kind of handles the student login, I suppose, checking the ID and password. One of the other functions of the application is that it will display the available subjects. The other function is that it will then enroll students in that subject, okay? So the functions are within circles, okay? All these lines are the data, okay? Data flow diagram. So it's about the data moving between the function and, it's obviously like a user, whatever it might be. What's the word it uses? Input, output, okay? Obviously when data is coming in the system or out of the system, so a student entering the subject's selection, their ID and password, they're being told what the available subjects are, they're picking a subject, they're being told that their enrollment is successful. Okay, so it's the data going back and forth. Input, output, which is obviously going to be a user, I suppose. Cool. The other one is these two lines that look like this, and that is basically a file or a database. Okay. All of these are sort of explained here. Function, file, database, input, output, and the flow, how the data moves between the different ones. Okay, short little description of each of those there. So let's talk about the whole thing as a whole now that we understand the different parts of it. So the student jumps into the system, can put in their ID and password. It passes that data into the function of loading the enrollment application. That application then sends the ID, just the ID, right? I made a little correction there. Just the ID, sends it into the student database as a query. We might have done some database queries last year, year 11. Queries against that ID and says, yep, give me the password for that student ID. Sends the password back. Then within this application, it's able to say, okay, well, this password, does it match the password the student gave? Success, fail. Okay, so success, yes, you're in. Fail might say, try again, something like that. You're locked out, whatever it might be. Cool. Student information is then passed from this function, probably just the student ID, onto the available, displaying available subjects. So this could actually say, from here it could check what's available to that particular student, but it's not accessing another database, so it's not actually doing that. It could, but it's not. It just displays all of the available subjects and spits it out to the student. Okay? Student information is then further passed on to the enrollment function. Okay? It's probably be better if the student information actually bypassed the display available subjects. But anyway, passed on to the enrollment. The student passes on what subjects they want to do to the enroll function, and that, along with the student information, are combined and sent into the enrollment database. Okay. If this sending is successful, it will send an enrollment success back to the student to say, yep, received, done. Okay. So that's my example data flow diagram. Now, function, there's just your definitions. I made it in draw.io. I would suggest you do the same. If you're not sure, I'll just quickly show you how. Literally, to load it, just type in draw.io and it will load, okay? But the input output I used is that. Input output, but you could probably just call it, I call it a student, whoever your user might be. You can then drag it using that arrow. What I'll do is I'll put a function in first. So the function might be login. Draw the first one there. and literally you click on it and you just type it, it will sort of come up. So ID and password is the data that is being sent between the student to the login system. Okay, you sort of just connect it like that. All right. Okay. The other one you'll probably use, or you have to use, is the database/file one, which is just under MISC. Looks like that, called a partial rectangle. And again, you can just type in there, so it could be login or student database, whatever it might be. And yeah, we can pass it the student ID, and it can pass back. Obviously, that looks a bit average, so we can just sort of drag that across. Looks really average. Why is Arrow doing that? Yeah, it's a bit better. Might send back the password. Okay, and then from the login, it will send back. It's average. It'll send back whether it's been successful or whether it's failed. Okay, so just showing you real quickly how you can sort of draw it up in draw.io. You can export it using draw.io, but usually it's a bit, I don't like it. I just like doing a little snip of it like this. Okay, real quick, real simple. Just copied it, and you just paste it into your SRS Word document as your data flow diagram. Cool. And that's it for data flow diagrams. Any questions, give me an email and talk about it. Thanks for watching.